Let's play the guy. I haven't played the guy in a while.
The
All
guy.
right, Steve Osasami. It's going to be a late morning. Good to see you. Another projection tonight, or I guess this morning, we should say. ABC News projecting that incumbent Democratic Governor Tony Evers winning another term there in Wisconsin, beating out GOP challenger Tim Michels. It's your vote, your voice, all morning as results from across America still flooding in.
Wait,
and control of Congress remains up for grabs. We are so glad you are streaming with us here on ABC News Live.
What's happening?
Hmm.
Yep, Brand bot.
Oh.
Does he lock it in?
Hmm.
Brand bot. Does he lock it in?
Zen, what are you going top?
Probably some AD.
Yeah. Zen, what are you going top?
But does he lock it in?
Oh, even
Emo.
better.
Nice. I like that champion. None of these are what I would want out of an ADC.
Yeah, I just started playing Vex maybe a day or two ago. She's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like Vex.
I think I've only played her at 2 normals, maybe 3. I just get lost in team fights. I need to figure out how to do it better.
I play Shen.
To me, she just feels like Annie, but newer.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Hey, there's an Annie out there too.
Yeah.
Might need to go damage in.
I don't know. The last few times I played Shen, I had some ridiculous damage.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Sure.
A demonstration of superior judgment. This is ABC News Live Prime.
Hey there, I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us.
Live reporting, breaking news, exclusives, award-winning, powerful, eye-opening.
How lucky are we?
ABC News Live Prime with Lindsay Davis. All new. Stream.
Well, that's not the worst thing that could have happened.
There you go. Now you hear me loud and clear, right? We're good. These are the numbers on the floor. Let's take a look. It's the story of the night. Control of the Senate still not determined. And remember, we said this at the very beginning of the evening. The Senate, Republicans need a net gain of just 1 seat. So this is basically 50. The race to 51 for Republicans, 50 for the Democrats, because obviously Vice President Kamala Harris is still the tie-breaking vote. They would be happy with 50 seats plus Kamala Harris. Republicans need to get to 51. They need a net gain of 1 seat to take back control of the Senate. And we have this major headline out of Pennsylvania moments ago. John Fetterman, of course, flipping Pennsylvania. He is the new senator from Pennsylvania. He now heads to Washington. A lot of this is still up for grabs tonight with very close races, particularly in Nevada, early numbers coming in Arizona. We're waiting for more results. All of these very close Senate races. Let's take a look at one race, though, we can project. ABC News ready to project the Utah
I really
Senate
hate the
race.
new,
Senator
like,
Mike Lee seeking a 3rd term, the Republican in that
like
state.
election day
Was,
terms,
Evan McMullen, the independent
like
Democrats,
blue wave and red tsunami
yeah.
and red
Yeah.
mirage.
Oh my god, yeah. I had NBC open when I was in the gym earlier, and it was just that the whole time.
I fucking hate it.
I do not tolerate. We do actually have some numbers to update this. Catherine Cortez Masto, 54% to Adam Laxalt's 43%, approaching half the vote in.
How do I?
And again, Clark County
Who do I
is fully accounted for. Clark
ban?
County largely believed to be
Right, ban
the
that
place
guy.
because it's the home of Las Vegas. many union workers. If Catherine Cortez Masto is able to pull this out, given the polling going in, it would likely be in Clark County. We don't know all the numbers in there, but this race has a long way to go tonight. In Arizona, the incumbent Senator Mark Kelly seeking his first full term.
Wow.
You can see there,
My,
Blake Masters again, 54% of the vote in, but a sizable lead early on.
My tags on Blitz are hard to gank, active warder, and bad laner.
And who is tabulated, obviously, but Mark Kelly got to be happy with at least
Those
an
are mine.
early lead against Blake Masters.
Yours is just bad laner.
The Senate race there, Ron Johnson, incumbent, leading, but
Well,
very slightly by
we got the
1%,
true
with 80%
trifecta.
of the vote in. The vote, though, that's still not fully
Wait, what's
accounted
mine?
for is the
Bad
vote,
laner.
Bad laner.
Oh, okay, nice.
which obviously is a largely Democratic area. So this
Hell
race
yeah.
obviously still too close to be called. I want to bring in Rick Klein, who's over at the big board. And Rick, first of all,
Wait, it says an average 5.3 deaths in laning phase per game? That's definitely not right. Is that taking ARAM into account?
all said and done. And, you know, we've watched them
Well, if you're a bad laner in ARAM, then you got it's not a very good projection of yourself, player.
Almost exactly the same margin. The key here is really there's two different ways that Warnock has to win. He has to beat Herschel Walker in the actual vote, and he has to top 50% to be projected as a winner tonight. I am really struck by how he is performing in the Atlanta area. This is, of course, is the place where Democrats want to do really, really well, and they're almost exactly hitting their numbers. Nate and his team, those are really smart people because they're hitting the numbers almost exactly. I swear to you, these numbers were there earlier in the night, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do. DeKalb County, also Atlanta and the Atlanta environs. And then if you look up a little bit north of the city, these are places that Republicans often just romp in. And so the fact that Raphael Warnock can take almost a third of the vote in, say, a Forsyth County, that's a big deal for his campaign, and that shows you why he's able to show at least a numeric lead right here with, you know, north of 96% of the vote.
That he's doing well in deep red counties really says something, keeping him in the game. Take a break from the Senate race just to bring you
return with a Gatorade.
ABC News ready to project now that in Michigan, the race for governor, Gretchen Whitmer.
I still can't believe Dr. Oz was like a legitimate candidate in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I told Anish, or I mean, I told Julian that if he won, we're not friends anymore.
Why? Because he's in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, he doesn't vote.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. I would be really shocked if Philly voted for Dr. Oz.
At this hour and what we know so far.
Oh,
Yes, and so less than half of
how many
the vote
J's?
so
Jamie.
far, these are very
Yeah.
early
I was talking to
results.
Jimmy earlier today about the election, and I was like, oh, hey, you gonna go vote? And he's like, oh, probably not, but I hope Joe wins.
Catherine Cortez a slight lead. Again, this is a race that is tight in the final stretch.
Looking Jimmy.
We're paying a lot of attention, as you mentioned, to Clark County. This is where
I was like, don't worry, he's definitely
and
staying in
most
office.
70% of voters actually live. We know Adam Laxalt
Oh, that's
is down on the
hilarious.
ground
What's-
covering this race.
he
And
lives
the
in
final stretch,
Massachusetts?
He was really
He
campaigning
does.
for
Jimmy's someone who's just very, like, separated from
versus Trump and how is
most,
versus Biden, say,
common knowledge, I guess.
Clark County, we can do that first.
Yeah.
We'll go to the more Republican county in a second. Let's start with Clark.
Let's start with Clark County. So right now you see Catherine Cortez Masto, 55%.
Oh, dude, I don't know what my shift is tomorrow. I have OT.
2020. Take a look at Adam Laxalt, a Republican.
Should probably find out.
Oh, shit. How long is your overtime?
60% of the vote
It's
in this
8 hours.
significant
It's the
vote in
usual
Los-
shift.
in the Las Vegas area.
Okay.
Exactly. So if this
I just don't know what time it starts because on the schedule it says none.
Oh. Just don't show up and get paid 8 hours.
Oh no, I have to show up to get paid.
Sad.
It's just if I choose not to go, it doesn't count as leave.
All right, thanks. We want to go back over to Arizona. Thank you, Rachel. Rick is now digging into Arizona, and again, we're kind of holding at 54% of the vote here. They say there's nothing wrong in Arizona, right? That this is part of the process. What's their explanation?
So, David, I know I'm supposed to play the smart guy on TV, but I don't have the answers to everything.
Okay.
And this is one that I don't totally know. We don't have that much visibility into what's holding things up, other than they're saying this is the process that they intended to follow. That meant that they were going to release
What
most
the
of the votes
fuck?
that were cast.
That's not.
and then get out
back to you guys.
And then
Wait, I'm
the
alive?
come for things that came
Yeah, we're all
pretty late
good.
in the
What?
month.
Why didn't they go on me?
And might even be arriving as long as it was postmarked in time.
They
Beyond
chased
that,
us?
This is what we do
I
know.
don't
though.
know.
Maricopa County is the heart of this state. As you can see, it's about 60% of the voting population.
Well, that was fun.
They're saying they have just about all of the election data.
Oh god, I have
They're
Hex
releasing
Flash.
this early by mail vote. So that would tell you a little bit something about the margins here. And the thing is about Maricopa County, this is a place that is a battleground. It is a lot of people that have moved into the state. It's the fastest growing county in the whole country. It was a place where John McCain used to win with huge margins. It has now become a very closely contested area. You can see in our 538 benchmark that we think it'd be about a tie. The fact that Martelli is up again, it really depends on the rest of the vote that's out there. I would expect that the margins start to collapse as more numbers come in, but that's a pretty big number right now, looking at 17
And when
points.
you're talking about election day vote, that tends to lean Republican as day of, right?
It does.
I know
There's not a lot of
used
it.
to mail-in. About 90% of people do mail-in.
Exactly, David. There's not a lot of it in Arizona, but yes, you'd expect an advantage there. And we know that the Republicans have been spreading lots of false claims about elections and election security in Arizona. That is definitely going to be part of this. But if you look at where Mark Kelly needs to be doing well, this is his home county of Pima County. This is Tucson. That's where his wife, Gabrielle Giffords, was a congresswoman. He's running above where he needs to be in those places. And these redder parts, they're just not competing with them. These are just smaller counties, and that's where is picking up his vote.
Waiting on Arizona, waiting on Nevada, waiting on Georgia. Look at the big wall here. These are the numbers. Again, the race to 50 for the Democrats. They have a net gain of 1. The race to 51 for Republicans to take control of the Senate if they'd like to, which they obviously would. The night is still young, apparently, with John Fetterman, the big headline this last hour. The lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania, the new senator from Pennsylvania, that is a flip. Yvette Simpson watching our coverage from our Washington, D.C. bureau. And Yvette, what do you make of what you're seeing tonight? How do you label it? How do you define it? What do you make of the John Fetterman win?
You know, I think if the Republicans had their way, this would not be the day that we're having. So we'll consider that a victory. There were certainly some races that were a little too close to comfort, but the fact that John Fetterman pulled it off. Mandela Barnes, Wisconsin, we're still holding out for
Tried
him.
to drop my lantern, but I didn't level it up.
A little more investment. So I think when you get out of this race, more investments going into 2024 and really strongholds, especially in the southern states.
But let me ask
we're seeing a lot of losses.
Before we get to 2024, just let me ask you this. If this is a race where, in the end, Mandela Barnes does not win, are there going to be serious questions for the Democrats about why they didn't do more to help them?
Absolutely. He's a lieutenant governor. He's won in this state before. Think about all the hype around John Fetterman, rightly so. But Mandela Barnes also deserves that hype. A little bit more investment. He was running against an incumbent, and look how close he's gotten. And so I think we will be asking these questions if he does fall short, and whether he does or not. I think we need to talk about making sure we're making these investments in candidates like Mandela going forward.
Yvette, thanks so much. Sarah Isgur, former Trump administration official with the Justice Department, also worked with the Bush administration. Sarah, there was so much talk about the potential of a red wave. I think everyone acknowledges here there doesn't feel, particularly when you're looking at the Senate, like there's been a wave for either party tonight. What do you make of what you're seeing?
This is a shocking night for a lot of Republicans. What I'm hearing is that they were expecting a red wave, if not a red tsunami. They were looking at states like Colorado, like Washington State. Those races were called early after the polls closed. And so I think we could see this as a cross-wave election in which you had certain dynamics working against Democrats, the economy, gas prices, the president's approval numbers. But you also had a cross-current
Diggs
working
first buy
against
stopwatch?
Republicans,
Did you just get that from the item already, from the rune already?
I think he probably has it from the rune, but he didn't. But it's not active yet.
Oh, okay.
Voters were just happy with the status quo. When in fact, I think we see a lot of turbulence underwater when I look at the numbers that we get.
Cross-wave election. We've heard that before, but I get totally what you mean. Sarah, I think both parties are going to be asking questions about what it is we witnessed unfold here tonight. Sarah, thank you. I know Mary Bruce, as we continue to look at the Senate numbers, and I think we should stay focused. This is the story of the hour. Who is going to control the Senate? We await to see where the House lands, given sort of the contextual history of modern times. The party in power in the White House generally loses seats. We know the bar was very low for Republicans tonight, just a net gain of 5 seats. the math that no one's been able to project.
Got
I
it.
think with the House, you have a statement now from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is out with a statement. She is saying the Democrats have strongly outperformed expectations. And as we've been discussing, this is not the night the Republicans were expecting. It's not the night the Democrats were expecting either. I mean, they had pretty much conceded that they were going to lose the Senate. But the fact that you are not seeing that red wave, that red tsunami, this is a big deal for Democrats. And I think it's a big deal for Nancy Pelosi. It's a really big deal for Joe Biden. And I think you are going to see him when we do hear from him, which we expect will be at some point tomorrow, that he's going to have a lot of touting to do here. There was a lot of question about the strategy that he had played out leading up to this election, whether he was focused not enough on the economy, too much on the bigger picture of what was at stake in our democracy here. I think you are going to see that the president...
We got a lot of people in their top jungle, or in our top jungle.
Some evidence of how Democrats might have picked up some independent voters in the House.
Sure, take a look at this, David. I mean, independents tend to be able to vote for the winning side. If this is any indication, any ability to read the tea leaves, you have the independent voters who just by 2 points are voting more toward the Democratic candidate, 49% to 47%. And so this really is evidence of Democrats really being able to hold their own, and perhaps why we're not seeing that red wave that many anticipated, with the exception of Joe Biden did say, was it just this week, that Democrats are going to surprise the living devil out of a lot of people, and perhaps they've done that. The man who just one day, yesterday, became 50 years ago, the youngest U.S. senator, really keeping that hope alive, and perhaps in the end he was right.
Well, what are they saying at the White House tonight? How is the president feeling? And I'm sure he's been making calls. He says he can
Yeah, and he finally stopped the calls. He made a lot of the supporters. Look, I can tell you in text exchanges that I'm having from here on the desk with friends of the White House and people inside the White House, getting increasingly more exclamation marks inside these text messages.
Well, this is not coming.
Yeah, I guess not.
A bit of a sigh of relief. I'm telling the chicken.
Nice.
They feel very good. I think what we're going to hear a lot
Dragon.
right now in terms of the spin, and it is a fact. They're framing this as Biden is having a better midterm night than any president since Bush, and that is a big thing for them in terms of the history that we're looking at here. Because just look at the storylines that we were coming into tonight. You look at the president's approval rating, the economy,
Oh, wow.
on abortion, the Trump factor. Was this a referendum on Biden's approval?
I wasn't expecting the Ziggs ult.
I think
Yeah,
we're
sorry.
expecting to hear from the president at some point tomorrow. I expect when
No,
we do,
it's all good. I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he likes to get that little shock.
But just think about something you just said. It stopped me when you said he's having the best, according to your sources, and listen, the math might bear this out, the best midterm election for a first-term president since George W. Bush, at least at this point. And remember, that was right after 9/11, and this country was going.
Oh, hey, this guy's name's Jeffrey.
He's fighting all of these
not
sorts
real
of
Jeffrey.
inflation at a 40-year high.
Hey, please.
Obviously, the economy's going through economies. You've got 2 jobs available for every 1 American taking jobs. But people are feeling this gas prices and groceries. And for them, in some of these places, to stick with the Democrats, it does speak volumes. And I think people are going to try to figure out what really drove this.
I'm struck by a tweet that former press secretary Jen Psaki put out not too long ago. She said, so Democrats have a Florida problem, but Republicans have a Trump problem, and that seems harder to solve. I think that's what we're looking at over the next few weeks in terms of how
The Ziggs is pretty bad.
decides they can govern.
All right.
Legislatively, looking forward potentially at a split Congress if they in fact
we
do
can
end
take a
up
plate.
losing the House. And what this means, we keep talking
Maybe
about it, but
2.
this is a very real part of this conversation.
Maybe 3.
What this means for 2024, and frankly, does this push him to decide to run again?
John, it really does feel like a lot of this tonight was a Biden-Trump sort of rematch, even before a potential rematch in 2024. There's a lot of people, unhappy with the current state of affairs, but still, for some reason, deciding to stay the course despite all of the headlines about the economy coming at them.
Look, Donald Trump just teased that he's going to make an announcement, big announcement next week, presumably about running for president. What Donald Trump has done today, what Donald Trump has done in his midterms, is he's given the Democrats a lifeline. I mean, you look at the big losses that we talked about, David, the big losses that in places where Republicans thought they were going to win, most of those were in places where Donald Trump was directly implicated. He chose the candidate, he supported the candidate, his visit to Pennsylvania on Saturday, I think, is going to be talked about a lot. You know, Oz wasn't too thrilled to have that visit, I am sure, but he had to be there because there would be no candidate Oz if it weren't for Donald Trump. So yeah, I think this was if it was round one of Biden and Trump, Trump didn't win this one.
Governor Christie, what do you make of tonight?
Well, first, it's disappointing at the moment in a macro sense for Republicans because the hype beforehand was it was going to be much better than what it's being. Now, if you come out of it in the next 48 hours with or let's say the next month in the Senate side with a Republican majority
Forgot about
in the
that
Senate,
objective.
and you leave in the next couple of days, I think we're pretty happy. You know, it's not going to be huge, but it's going to be taking control again of both of those chambers. But you know, the issue that John was just raising is an important one because I remember the 2016 campaign. I was in it, and I remember Donald Trump saying then, "We're just going to keep winning, and we're going to do more winning and more winning. We'll do so much winning.
Oh shit!
Stop winning so much. So you get tired of winning." And if you look at tonight and the time before this. We lost both houses of Congress in 2018. We lost the White House in 2020. We lost 2 winnable Senate seats in Georgia in a runoff in 2020. And now tonight, you're going to have lost a Pennsylvania Senate seat. You are looked to be on your way to lose one in Arizona. You lost in New Hampshire. And you're going to runoff in Georgia. You know, that seems like a lot of losing. And I think that the party's going to have to decide in the aftermath of this. Even if we take majorities of both houses, are we?
Man, there Mumu loves my lane.
And if we're going to be the party of me, and that me is Donald Trump, I think general
it's kind of useless if he comes up here.
Sending my party a really big
yeah, it looks like it.
That's the question from Chris Christie for the Republican Party tonight down in Brazil. What do you make of what you're seeing?
Well, clearly I feel a lot better because the challenge was to make this a choice, not a referendum against Joe Biden. There was a lot of energy in the end from Democrats, especially young people. Early voting when is planned. For the 3 states that Joe Biden cared about because of the electoral college in 2024, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, governors who are firmly going to be able to control the process. So yeah, it feels good, but clearly there's some more danger signs.
All right. We're to check on these races that are dead even, the Senate races that still...
Oh my God!
Election Night 2022. You can also watch on ABC News Live. Inside commentary and election maps from 5:38 on Apple News. So predictable.
You better be able to stop this Herald. Wow. Wow. Can we get 25 gold for killing the Herald?
This time.
Really. Oh, can't go. Oh. I wasn't. Oh, I wasn't even like in the danger zone, and then they all just sort of zooped.
Hello. Are we strong?
I'm pretty strong. Dude, I'm so sad. I have TP and not Ignite. I was pressing it on him.
Well, good thing you didn't accidentally TP to a ward.
Yeah.
We are grateful you have stayed with us here tonight. ABC News live coverage now approaching 2
a.m. Mine.
Seats in the House to take control of the House. Historically speaking, the party controls the White House.
I guess that was a bad idea, apparently. That was a great idea.
I thought it was going really well. For
yeah, look good at first, yeah.
Georgia hanging in the balance. Take a look tonight. The Georgia Senate race, Senator Raphael Warnock, with a very slight lead, 96.
It's a nice KDA. I like it.
Over his challenger Herschel Walker,
hey, thanks. You too.
49.1 to 48.8%. It doesn't get any closer than this. In Nevada tonight, 54% of the vote in. The incumbent, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, the first Latina senator in the U.S. seeking her second term, largely believed to be an endangered incumbent, but she leads Adam Laxalt at this hour, and some of these results include the key Clark County results, not all of them, but of course that's the home to Las Vegas, and if she's going to win this, the Democrat would need all the votes in Las Vegas they can get, especially with the help from union workers there, and what we've been talking about here tonight, the Harry Reid machine that they did employ in these final weeks of his campaign. Now to the next race, that's still undecided tonight, the Arizona Senate race. 57 in that state. Then saying Joe Biden won. There was a person from the president to stick with the election denier story.
Oh, I thought she was coming this way.
Candidate for governor did carry late. A huge supported by the former president. We're tracking that race as well. Again, the Senate race still an unanswered question.
Okay, not too bad.
We got that trade.
There
Mandela Barnes looking to defeat Ron Johnson tonight. Very close. The outstanding vote there with 90.
Oh, do we get that Drake too?
Yeah, we got the Drake.
In and around
nice.
the Milwaukee area. So you can see as we go through each one of these states, these are unanswered questions. Any number of these Senate races could get to that magic number of 50 for the Democrats or 51 for the Republicans. What we haven't witnessed tonight is some sort of massive red wave or blue wave across the country. Instead, we have witnessed what we have known for several years now. We are in a deeply divided country. Let's head right back over to Rick at the big board. And Rick, Georgia tonight.
Get some more straight up.
And most likely Nevada and we're looking at both of those states.
Oh, you're right.
100%, David. And then we talk
Yeah.
about 50. Forget
Now we talk about
the numbers of 49 versus 48. Herschel Walker's number really that matter. Anyone gets to 50. You have to get to 50% if you're going to be able to avoid a runoff. And this is what we're looking at this hour. Our team thinks there's about 100,000 votes out there. Most of the election day votes in and around Atlanta and the suburbs. In Cobb County, we think it's about 40,000 votes. Over in Gwinnett County, we think it's another 30,000 votes out there. And in DeKalb County, maybe another 28 or so thousand votes. So the thing is, these are places that are favoring the Democrats, right? So if you've got those 100,000 votes and there's some share
you're kidding me.
toward the Democrat, maybe that number ticks up a little bit toward 50%. But man, it's going to be a squeaker to get closer.
Again, as Rick Hines points out, saying this
Caitlyn seems pretty bad.
50% here.
Yeah, she's not great. There were a lot of engages we really should have won that we didn't.
Just a moment for everybody else.
Could play stake for a little bit.
No, you don't.
Nice. Nice.
You have slain an enemy.
Alright.
Am I really supposed to have Sorrel just grudge?
I'll go mid. You can get top. You can get top.
Yeah.
We got that dragon in a minute.
Okay.
You fucking touch my ward.
I'm coming down because I don't have TP.
Okay.
Why am I a higher level than this Caitlyn?
Oh shit.
Oh, at least you have TP.
Yep. Gotta stall another 20 seconds after dragon spawns though. If you need me.
Yeah, probably.
I'm dead.
Alright, never mind.
Live from New York City, Election Night 2022. Now reporting David Muir.
Welcome back, 2 a.m. here. I remember doing the overnight show here.
I was gonna die.
It's great to be back.
What is he doing?
Again, Republicans need only a net gain of 5 seats in the House to take control of the House. You've got the number up, but you've showed us the context that's really, really important with like a party in the White House generally.
I'm almost there.
Yeah, I don't want to get ulted.
Major losses.
Yeah.
That was
Typically, yes,
pretty
especially
my
when
fault.
you have a president.
Nah, I got caught too.
Is so low. I mean, look at
I got caught right before you, and then they got you right after.
Trying to wrap. Yeah, they're trying to wrap.
Why?
Trying to what?
Wrap around us.
Oh, I see.
So where are we? Where do things stand right now?
Dude, I cannot land this fucking ult.
Let's take a look at where where things
And the Ziggs hook from downtown.
So far, you have had 3 Republican seats switch to Democrats. You've had 9 Democratic seats switch to Republicans. So this is nowhere near the Republican red wave at this point. That
like a fucking pack animal board.
In fact, we still have to project about 40 House races that we just
I'm just gonna go farm. I want to do something as well. Oh shit, back here. Neil's up here.
What do we get for this?
Yeah, you can still walk through.
That you're comfortable with.
This night, this day, this week could end when it comes to the House. So the New York Times is modeling would put the range at 10
Only
to 15.
we could Baron for this.
But there are, to Rachel's point, a lot of seats that are still uncalled. There are also 3 seats.
As soon as you said you're not TPing, I was like, okay, fine, I'll TP, and then it got canceled immediately because Khalil was here.
The problem is they have to win the vast majority of these, or find other unexpected victories. It's not impossible, but it's kind of like you have to have a coin come up heads 8 out of 10 times or something. It's not that easy, actually.
All right, well, House Minority Leader Kevin
No,
McCarthy
it's still in our
point,
shit.
that's still his title, right? This is what he said moments ago. We've been waiting for him all night long. The time had been pushed back a bit. Here's what he said about what he's seeing in the House right now. Let's listen.
Now tonight,
Wait, all my shit
built
got cleared?
on those gains 2 years ago, and it is clear
There's a bunch of them near.
are going to
Oh, great.
take the House back.
So John Carl, what
Yeah, there's a lot of them near Baron.
This is not where they thought
Oh, really?
it would be.
Moon's plot.
Moon's not though.
Yeah, and as Nate said, I mean, they have good reason to think they can take the House back. But the bottom line is, it's nowhere near the night they thought they were going to have, and it's not a certainty that they're going to take the House back. And because the range is likely to be smaller, I mean, they may pick up, but, you know, just New York Times 10 to 15 seats. That gives Kevin McCarthy a solid 10-seat majority to work with. That's a really tough majority to govern any conference, but especially one as unruly as the Republicans are.
It's interesting. The thump in from George W. Bush's second
YOLO.
And they're building off that, so they, you know, they don't need to get 63 like the Republicans got.
Control is control. I mean, look at the Democrats in the Senate these last couple of years, 50+1, and they were happy with it. They'd be happy if we were ending there tonight.
It all changes once you have control, even if it's by a single seat.
But how does governing for Kevin McCarthy differ depending on the size of majority that he has, given how fragile the Republican Party is in the House?
Well, he has a group of you know, far right, Freedom Caucus, pro-Trump, very, very hardcore pro-Trump Republicans.
Yeah, that Stansman came in clutch that
a
fight.
majority of 5 to 10 seats. I mean, any small group could basically hold a hostage. They say, we're not going to go along. We effectively don't have control. So that's the challenge. And there are, you know, what's interesting is some of the Republicans who won tonight were more moderate. So, and by the way, one race I've been watching is Lawrence Boebert in Colorado. But she's actually leading right now in Colorado with 84% of the vote in. She's 2 down.
Still a lot of unanswered questions in the House. Let's take it back over to the Senate. Now, 2:05 in the morning, and let's check it out. Okay, so Georgia first. You know, I feel like a broken record. We've been talking about Georgia, but again, dead heat. And Raphael Warnock, the areas that are still outstanding. He has potential just to keep padding this very slight lead.
Yeah, look, there's 4 states that are on our board that are potentially the majority makers for the Democrats. They really only have to get one of them back in their column if they hold the others tonight. And in Georgia, we're waiting on a big number of votes here in Atlanta and the suburbs. These are areas that Raphael Warnock has done pretty well. They're areas that Joe Biden did very well. We're talking about 100,000 votes. Does Raphael Warnock get enough out of those areas to get him up higher than 50% to avoid a
Oh, we got it.
We did. We're continuing to get it.
So then you're talking Catherine Cortez Masto in Nevada and Clark County and the vote
Nice.
still hasn't come in. If we want to look at Nevada, we can actually get a sense of
Now what?
what we know so far, even though it's just a partial view of the vote.
We dead?
Let's give Georgia, by the way,
All the way?
Republicans
But I don't want to risk it.
this out. And
It's
these
kind of
final areas
flipped.
to come in, just a few percentage points left.
Tower's probably safer.
How the balance shift over the course of the night. Even with Georgia, it's more or less.
I mean, I guess we don't have jungler.
That's kind of extraordinary. Okay, so now in Nevada.
Well, we just heard from the Secretary of State's office that they're not expecting a large number of votes out of the counties that have already started reporting. This is where the people live. Frankly, it's the Las Vegas area and the Reno area. Between the two of them, we've got more than 80% of the state. We still have a blank area. We're going to get this over, but they have that populace in terms of counties. So the expectation out of Nevada is that we will get that to change
Honestly, I didn't think they respawned that quick. I wasn't paying attention to the timers. That's my bad.
And you know, hitting the benchmark almost exactly, maybe slightly above. So we're not expecting a huge jump.
I gotta like
in additional
pressure to make sure they don't Baron.
So this is interesting. So she's just barely
Now
above
they're
the
Baron.
where she needs to be having a decent night or morning or next day. But they were in and around Reno.
Yeah, I mean, she can probably kill like 2 of them right now if you
I know, I'm trying to get there.
Camille's here. Camille's here.
I'm just keeping Tristana off of it. Yeah, I'm dead.
Baron's resetting. You guys are fine.
Yeah, I don't know if they're healthy enough to take it anymore.
I don't have TV.
Because of the type of vote that's outstanding, but David,
Albert
County for Mark Kelly is a very good sign for his campaign. We're waiting for this next release of information.
I don't know what they're doing.
We remember that Biden only barely won this state. So let's go back and just look at the Biden number 2. He's beating his benchmark by 10 percentage points, and he's beating Biden. Has been able to separate himself from the National Party to a pretty significant degree, and that's why he's able to outperform what some other Democrats might. I'm curious, back over there, Terry Moran, what do you think we're witnessing here tonight? There's certainly no wave to be found. I heard the argument for a cross wave. I haven't heard that before. But what is this that we're seeing here tonight, other than just a divided America, 49-49, some of these key states that we knew would determine the outcome of the Senate?
Divided, yes, David, but it feels to me like the center held. The center won. America's a middle-class, middle-of-the-road country, and it turns out that spinning wild, provably false conspiracy theories about our elections, you know, is not the best political strategy. And that Joe Biden, who I'm thinking of a line that he used in that speech he gave on democracy, he says, I think I understand this country. And it turns out that maybe he did. That maybe all of the talk about the red wave, he sensed that there was something deeper in the country, an attachment to the democracy without the wild conspiracy theories. And it's not such a good idea to go against the majority of the country on a woman's right to choose. That also damaged Republicans. So that at the end of the day, that maybe in this divided country, the lesson both parties can learn is move to the center.
Oh, I guess that doesn't work then.
In Ohio, her final closing argument was in the middle. Let's meet in the middle, and it worked for her in a Republican district where she had to reintroduce herself. She ended up holding her seat in Congress. And Heidi Heitkamp, I saw you down in your head. Yes, do you think that is sort of one of the things that we can draw from tonight is that the middle held, as Terry said?
Well, absolutely, and I think that when you look at it, people who talk common sense, who don't promise things that they know they can't deliver. I think they're tired of the polarizing politics. And what they see in Donald Trump is a return to chaos. Is a return to
Holy shit.
The Republican Party is going to be doing a post-mortem.
Neil is the most tilting thing.
Very early in the night. Ron DeSantis probably the happiest Republican of the night among them. Chris Sununu in New Hampshire as well. And not a surprise, both men are considered potential 2020.
Oh, they're not going Barron.
That's right. They did
No.
good with Latinos
Dragon's
in
probably
South
more
Florida,
important to
not
them.
so much in Central Florida, where you have
soul.
more
We can give
Puerto
this
Ricans
up.
and Dominicans. And I think, you know, I've been observing the Latino vote for decades, for 3 decades now. And one thing that I see is, yes, there was a small shift in 2020.
It's like we're going Barron now.
This time around, with the sources that I've been talking to, not much has changed. Maybe
I don't have a
the
word for you.
now is that there was less
That's fine.
There's a
what that
word
tells
here.
you is that both parties really
Yeah, but I'm not TP'd there.
ignoring this community, and they can't do that anymore because remember, every 30 seconds a Latina turns 18, they act because they do have influence in many of these states, not just
Barron? Outside of that.
Oh shit. I mean, you can maybe still just go for it.
Their jumper's
We
like
have
only one up right now.
American voters
Just
are
clear the pit
I'm
though.
also mindful of what Tip O'Neill once said, that all politics is local. What we saw despite
And sure,
The
probably
moon was
could've
way
started
too
just
far
started.
away. We should just go.
Yeah, you need the Kalen.
Got wards. Go across the.
Oh, here he is. Alright, cool. Alright, get the fuck out of there, Anish.
Yeah.
In Georgia, if it gets to a run-up, it'll be who's on the ground, who's getting their base out to vote.
Two are the only ones with Barron. Don't lose it.
Because these numbers say it all. Look at the independent candidate. We haven't said his name once. So that's 2% of the vote. That's the 2% that could prevent them from getting to 50%.
You know, it would have been clean if Kalen actually came fast instead of trying to clear a wave or something.
And look, I think a lot of voters, it's safe to assume, were basically people that couldn't pull the lever for Herschel Walker. We've been talking all night about how Brian Kemp was and the fact that Herschel Walker is underperforming his goal by as many hundreds of thousands as he's likely to be at the end of the night. A lot of people parked their votes there or left it blank. And that sets up a fascinating
Maybe just
Everyone
one.
wins.
Alright, Caitlyn, 1v3.
Oh yeah. That was kind of smooth.
They knew wouldn't win.
Well, listen, I know Terry Moran had been reporting extensively on.
Alright, then hold for 40 seconds.
The ballot box in Arizona, those images. So I want to take this to Pierre Thomas, our Chief Justice correspondent.
Ziggs is almost out of mana. Oh, they're leaving. They're leaving. Good job, Ziggs.
You did it.
You had warnings about escalating rhetoric in this country, and you know, dare I say, there's a sigh of relief, obviously in this room as well, that we haven't had any reports tonight of problems, anything close to that level.
Exactly, David. You had one situation in Wisconsin where a knife-wielding man did show up at a polling station, but they were able to get that situation under control in about 30 minutes.
Let me get that top wave.
So law enforcement tonight is breathing a sigh of relief, but they are concerned about the days after the election
no.
in terms of will
But I'll be there.
You gotta shove, because this is his soul.
Yeah. Issue of American democracy being on the
Gotta get the
line.
vision set
Along
up.
with people voting on the issue of abortion, I think the images of January 6th still resonate with people. So when you raise that issue, perhaps people were thinking about, we don't need extreme politics.
And
All right, that gets me
I'm
Zonia's.
reminded of something Mary Bruce said at the very beginning of the night, which is pay attention to abortion rights and where it's on the ballot in this country. And the candidates who made it an issue front and center.
All right, we hit 40 minutes. My gathering storm is online.
Overturning Roe
Nice.
weeks and weeks ago, and that had faded in the minds of voters. But I think we've been shown something else tonight.
Yeah, it turns out I don't think it did fade in the minds of many voters, right? So you got to remember, Donald Trump transformed the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I'm gonna go top as
on the court.
ITP.
He said they're going to overturn Roe, and they did. And it looks like delivering.
I'm really scared to engage anything.
Fired in terms of the electoral fortunes, at least as things look right now, of the Republican Party. So.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, need base though. Need base in each base.
Yeah.
You need facts. You need something to back up a claim.
Actually, no, you don't have to base. You don't have to base.
In the court of public opinion, she can say whatever she wants. And that's the key. Will there be potentially challenges?
Oh, that's so close.
But I think it is important to take a step back. This has been one of the most scrutinized elections ever. More forward, more people watching. More scrutiny.
The Amumu didn't have smite, I
in
guess.
history. And you know what? There were some minor hiccups. There were some minor issues. There's a power outage here. There's a problem here with the vote tabulator for a little while, but they still have the backup paper ballots ready to go. And they just have to hand it to somebody else in Maricopa County.
Your
My
turret
point
has
is,
been
think
destroyed.
about how many millions of people
I think you're absolutely right, Dan. And I think at the end of the weeks of coverage leading up to this, that's definitely a major thing tonight. Mary Bruce, I know you were talking with your sources on both sides of the aisle in Washington. Republicans still encouraged by the House. Democrats giving a sigh of relief will follow the Senate at the end of this night.
I think Democrats are still very encouraged. Like, even if it's the end of this, right? Even if the end of this night, the end of this
Alright,
week,
that fight got me full build.
Republicans are in control of the House. We don't know what's going to happen with the Senate. Just the fact that they've beaten expectations.
I'm gonna just base.
Wait, Caitlyn went.
Sends a message about
What's?
Americans care about.
What?
Caitlyn went Eclipse.
They tell us
what the fuck?
matters to Americans. And what
She's
the
not the
president,
most clever.
Democrats have taken away from this.
I mean, the
is
rest of the
something that
build's
they,
fine, but the
didn't
Eclipse is
necessarily
weird.
expect, which I think is that their message is resonating. Everyone raised for huge
Coming.
concerns about the economy. The president
Sorry. Oh. That fight was so fucking weird. That fight is so fucking weird. That fight was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Caitlyn kind of just stood around doing nothing when she could have been autoing the.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who were like pretty much dead in that fight, but didn't get attacked.
Governor Chris Christie, there's a very real possibility
Should've
at
went,
the end of tonight or whenever this ends.
I don't know what build I should've
Republicans
went.
do control
So
the
I kinda
House and maybe a
died
very slim
super quick.
majority in the Senate, and we saw what the Democrats did with the Senate. They were happy with 50 plus the tie-breaking vote. So Republicans will be happy if they're in control no matter what. But it's still
Please
not
said I
what they had
performed
lined up
admirably.
with what Republicans thought going into tonight.
Yeah, sure. We didn't
Oh,
meet
I got an S
expectations,
somehow.
so that's not good. On the other hand, the
Oh, let's give me an
purpose
S
of
too.
elections in a legislative body
Oh, I got
is
an
to
S
win
in the
enough
game.
seats to control the gavels and the agenda. And so if we
I don't know
get
why
to
this gave me an S, but I'll
December
take it.
Oh yeah.
in Georgia
Also got
and
an S?
control is up and
Is that the
Herschel
damage
Walker
per minute
wins,
thing?
and
You
have
got a
control
C
of the
for
Senate,
damage
and I
per
think
minute.
we will have control of the House by the time all this is done.
Yeah, damage per minute.
Then you've met your objectives. You've done what you needed to do with a Democratic president.
I'm done.
Right, so those things are the things that Republicans will be looking at in the near term. I think in the long term,